Lady.
Hello. Hey, I'm walking here.
You know that was improv?
And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood TV show all about premium cigars. Internet
TV show. It's not a TV show.
Shut
Can't get us on the
You
TV.
got me. You got
Unless
me.
you cast it to your TV.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
true.
a TV show.
No.
You got me laughing about that line.
Well,
I'm walking here.
I didn't say anything about it. He did.
You
I
did.
said
You
it.
said it was improv.
Yeah.
I know it was improv. But anyway. All right.
So we're cigar time.
Cigar time.
We're going to talk about
Cigars.
Sometime in a minute.
So last week we smoked the Tatuaje PCA, special edition
Correct.
exclusive.
What does PCA stand for?
Premium Cigar Association.
I'm impressed.
Today we're smoking the Tatuaje TAA exclusive. What does that stand for?
What?
TAA?
Tobacconist Association of America.
There you go.
Good job. So we're going to compare and contrast
Yes.
two different exclusive tatuajes from, well, they're dated for last year, but they came out
They
this
came out
year.
this year. I know. Both of them.
The blend
Yes.
on this one is extremely straightforward, except the wrapper is kind of interesting. It's a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, but it's not a Maduro. At least it's not a dark one. And there are really very few.
Maduro is a process, Paul. It's not a color.
Thank you.
You should know that.
Yeah, I should.
He taught it to you.
My slogan.
Stop.
There are very few cigars that you can think of that have
You're
a
right.
natural Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. In fact, the only one I can think of offhand is the SLR.
St. Louis Ray. Yeah.
Yeah. The filler and binder are all Nicaraguan, so it's straightforward.
Has a closed foot, but you can actually draw through it. Usually, if it's a
Because
closed
it doesn't
foot,
have a nipple.
yeah. But normally, if closed foot, if it has a
no, I
closed foot, you can't.
I just wanted to say nipple.
I just say nipple.
Penis.
Can I borrow your pen?
I meant pen is. The pen is broken.
Oh, watch yourself. Watch your mustache.
All right, I'm watching it live.
You're gonna burn it off.
What was this one?
Nutty.
Right away.
We talking about the panel or the cigar?
It tastes nothing like the last week's.
No.
Not even
Not
close.
even remotely.
No.
This will taste better.
I was saying before the show that I was getting a citrusy note when when I was smelling the wrapper. But I don't get it at all through the. Well, I'm smoking it though.
No, up front for me, I'm getting earth and spice.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a nuttiness. You're absolutely right. Definitely get a nut taste.
Yeah, almost like a
Peanut.
no, more like a walnut or another one.
Or another
Some other nut.
another nut.
Well, you know what they say.
Some kind of lagoon.
Is a nut a legume? I don't think
don't
so.
know. There are the
Peanut is a
peanut.
legume.
Yeah.
But that's not really a nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a legume. It just borrows the name nut.
I'm borrowing your lighter.
Go right ahead.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm very shaky today.
Well, if you're trying to light the center of the cigar, you're in shape.
Shaky the clown.
Shake Mo,
I love this one lighter.
or my favorite nickname.
that the one we bought at the trade show?
It is not. It looks similar to it, and it does the same function. But it's not.
I knew about that nickname, but I wasn't going to.
So,
It's horrible,
Which-
but it's hysterical.
what's going on? Anything?
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Newton,
Like-
Massachusetts is trying to
I just-
pass
I saw that.
the generational ban. So anyone born after 2003 cannot
yep.
purchase tobacco.
That's ridiculous.
So, I mean, it has to pass, but that's where I read something about that's where the birth of the the 21 and over movement came
Yes, it started there.
started
Yes,
from Newton, Mass.
Newton, Mass. Some other cities in Massachusetts already have done that.
from? The generational?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Well, they just drive over to the next town and let you buy them.
Exactly right. It's stupid.
So it's only going to hurt Newton.
Exactly. No tax revenue for them.
And coming a little closer to home, I think it's Upper Makefield. It
What?
might be Lower Makefield.
Better not be lower. Better not be lower Makefield. Oh, bloody fit.
One of those two. The town council has decided to cut the number of cigar shops in town by 40%.
And how can you do that?
By
They can't close it down.
They can't close a business
they
down.
can change the zoning, which is what they did. So now they're not zoned right.
But they have to be
Listen,
grandfathered.
I'm not telling you that it's right or fair or good. I'm just telling you it's what they did.
They can't make a law to. No government can make a law to put someone out of business, and that's exactly what they would do. Zoning.
Half the laws in America put people out of business.
No. They can't do that.
Communist big bitches.
That's against the law. It's funny. It's against the law. But you can't. Government can't make a law putting someone out of business.
They also can't restrict freedom of speech.
That is correct, but they do that. That's true.
That's interesting. Lower Makefield or
I'm
Upper
not
Makefield?
sure. And maybe
'Cause I live in Lower Makefield.
maybe it's Darby, not Makefield. I don't know. It's one of those upper lower towns. I'm not really good with Pennsylvania towns.
Yeah.
So it might be Upper Darby or Lower Darby.
Could be
Might
North
Upper
Dakota.
Makefield.
Maybe
No,
it was
it's not.
Lower Dakota.
No, Lower Dakota. Yeah,
Wait a second. Is there a lower Darby? There is no lower Darby.
but there's an upper.
There's an upper Darby.
Is there a
No,
Darby?
it's pronounced up your Darby.
Upper Darby.
Upper Darby.
I gotta look into that. 'Cause
Wow.
that would suck.
Well, part of what I read about
Plus,
it,
who do they
which
decide who
struck me
closes? What if
don't
there's
know.
2 cigar stores? Like,
I don't know. I guess whichever one has their.
Well, it's only 40%. 40%, so one store has to close partially.
yeah, right.
The left, the left 60% can stay open.
Who do these people think they are?
I don't know.
That they.
But the other thing is, whatever town it was, they said they had 22 cigar shops in it. So you know that includes like smoke shops that sell 3 cigars and have mostly glassware and vapes and that kind of crap. But there are, I guess, also real cigar shops.
22 cigar shops in a township?
Yeah. So it's got to include.
That's what, I mean, we live in
Yeah,
Lower
it must be
Makefield.
vape shops, and I don't even think there's that many if you take vape shops into account.
Well, maybe they're including gas stations that sell like
Cigarettes,
Phillies
huh?
blunts or
Yeah.
White Owls or something.
I
The
believe it.
Wawa.
I don't understand why they would do that. They're getting tax revenue from these businesses, and now you rezone it. Exactly, you rezone it.
To
do what?
They're still going to get their tax money.
No, they're not going to get no.
Yes, they will. They'll
Well,
tax
the
somebody
business
else.
won't go away. The customers that are buying whatever they're buying
We'll go to
are
the
gonna
other
buy it somewhere.
from the other stores that are still in town. The other 60%.
Yeah, so the town won't suffer. The stores that get closed will suffer.
Yeah, and you're putting people out of business and putting people on unemployment. That doesn't make sense. The government, they can't get out of their own damn way.
That's exactly right.
The most feared line anybody could ever hear in their life.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help you.
You know, I went to vote yesterday, and because I moved, I changed my driver's license, and I thought that automatically changed your voter registry.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. Yeah, so I
So you
found
gotta
out.
go back.
So no, so I had to go from Quakertown all the way to Lansdale to vote.
I can't vote in primary. I'm independent.
Really, there was no, because I re-registered,
There was
and
an independent candidate.
I didn't. I didn't. There is no independent on the form. It just says non something. I
Well, I'm
forget.
not registered as a
Oh,
Republican or a Democrat.
non-affiliated. That's what it is.
16%.
That's what I voted. That's what I did.
Republicans voted
I
for
switched
her
from Republican to
instead of Donald Trump in the primary.
non-affiliate.
Then you can't vote in the primary.
And she's not even
You did
running.
anyway?
Well, it's 'cause I was still-
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Totally with.
So,
Okay, if you really want to.
what are you gonna do? Anyway, let's.
My mouth is dry, but it could be because I had popcorn last night.
The guy you're trying to.
Watching
What?
Red Dawn.
I mean, there's
Which one?
already a
Second one.
Second one was pretty good too. Not as good as the first, but it was still pretty good. All right, let's get our first impressions of the cigar.
It's good.
That's a really good start.
Well, I'm not getting any of the citrus you guys are talking.
No, I didn't.
I'm not talking
it was
about
just
it.
it was just through the when I was smelling the wrapper.
When I first did what you did, and I smelled the wrapper, I got a chocolate smell. And I'm getting that in the background when the smoke now. It's a little bit of chocolate. I do get the nutty flavor that you were talking about, like a toasted nut.
Right.
Really? See, I would have thought it was more like a raw kind of, like a raw nut.
No, I'm
Nah,
getting to mine's.
nah.
Mine, I
cashew.
get
Nah,
A raw cashew.
toasted.
I'm getting it toasted.
Oh, roasted cashew. Though.
Yeah.
That kind of tastes wrong.
Outside of that, it's burning well. Well made.
Wow, down pepper.
Yeah. So that's my initial impressions.
Okay. Well,
Well, the first thing I notice is that it does not crank the smoke the way the other one did last
that
week.
is correct.
It's a little stingy with the smoke. I mean, not bad, and the draw is okay.
Yeah.
It just doesn't produce a ton of smoke.
Yeah, not like last week, man. That was crazy.
The predominant flavors that I'm getting, it's interesting to me, earth and what you thought was maybe nutty or citrusy, I'm getting like ginger. A spiciness, but it's not like a peppery spiciness. It's like ginger. Earth and ginger right now.
Not Marianne, the ginger.
No. I like Marianne better, but
Yeah, so do I.
but
Get a little
there's
bit of
ginger in the
sweetness right
cigar.
Sweet.
Yeah, like
Yeah, a little bit.
just out of nowhere. And for the third or fourth time, I didn't say anything about citrus.
Nobody said citrus except for when I was
So don't
smelling.
refer to me as citrus.
You're a citrus.
Anything else?
Regardless of any comments about citrus, it tastes like ginger.
Okay.
How's that?
I'm not getting a ton of pepper. Getting a little bit, not a ton like you usually get from a.
Put down
But
pepper.
if,
Down
you, but, if,
peppers,
but if it's actually, like you said, ginger that you're tasting, you would get that sensation too.
I get that
But
tingle.
I don't get the ginger. I get just like a black pepper from it. So, and the nuttiness, toasted. I think you're right, Moose. I think it's toasted nuts. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
And the earthiness, I'm definitely getting a lot of earth through the retro now.
And it's surprising to me because I associate that with a Mexican wrapper typically. That earthy, really
Yeah.
dense earthy flavor. I think for a non-processed Connecticut broadleaf, the upfront wrapper flavors are great.
I'm also getting a sweetness through the retro Hal.
Is anybody else mouth really dry from it?
Not yet.
All right,
A little,
maybe
not a lot.
Again, maybe it is some dehydrated.
I'm not getting enough smoke to retrohead.
Really?
You know what?
Believe it or not.
I just did a retro, and then the same thing, Paul. Like, I don't think it's not producing smoke, but it was, yeah, I just tried to do a retro hell, and it was like I struck out.
Got it, that's not.
Oh,
The
okay.
And I hate to say it, but you were right at the beginning. I taste walnut on the retrohead. And pretty definitive walnut, not any other nut. Myself included.
Are you getting a sweetness from it at all?
Just a hint. Just a light hint. It's an interesting cigar.
It is actually.
It's again, to me, not a typical Don Pepin
Or
or
Tatuaje,
Tatuaje
yeah.
profile. Just like last week's wasn't, but this is nothing like that.
No.
It's a totally different flavor.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm trying to compare the two. The
I
blend
think we
is,
should do that
is the blend.
more often.
Yeah.
I think we should smoke a cigar one week and smoke a related cigar the
Okay.
next week and compare and contrast.
We could do that.
I can't go that far back.
A whole week. I
Who
know it's
remembers? Exactly.
tough. You remember what you ate for breakfast?
Yeah.
It's a-
Bagel with vegetable spread.
Very nice.
Spanish on
I had half a bagel.
I had a cigar and a cup of coffee.
The breakfast of
That's every day.
champions.
That's
The,
day. Remember,
the only
it's
thing
just-
that would
it's
make
just
that
like
better
that.
would
So
be
big.
if it was Irish coffee. Then it would be a proper breakfast.
I'm out of booze.
What?
That's
I'm
the most.
out of booze.
That's the
are.
most shocking statement I've heard.
Because I drank it
anywhere.
all.
Oh,
At
least it didn't go to waste.
Wow. Something I thought I'd never hear.
Yeah, well,
well, if
I've been a little busy the last couple of
if
days.
you feel like it's an
That's true.
emergency, I do have a small stash of really, really good Nicaraguan rum that you're welcome to have.
He knows he's
Yes,
had some.
I've been tapping it.
Oh, good. Okay.
You've said this before, and I appreciate it.
And you took me up on it.
Took me up on your offer.
Well, good. I wouldn't want it to go to waste. It's excellent stuff.
I'm glad Rose is feeling better.
Thank you, thank you. She's probably now walking her walk that she has to do 5 times a day.
Anybody psyched for the draft tomorrow?
Yes. I love the draft. I said that last week. I absolutely love the draft.
You know what? I hate that word.
Draft?
Yeah.
Why?
Since chills up his spine.
That's exactly why. Because when there was still a military draft in the U.S., I was at the right age, and I was not particularly interested in going over to Vietnam and getting shot.
That's weird.
I forget if I had to. I think I had to sign up. I'm pretty sure I did sign
I
up.
fall
you're
in
pretty
that.
young to
I
have
fell in that
Sign up to be
little
registered?
window where
Yeah.
I didn't have to
They
sign.
still have to.
You didn't?
Yeah, that little bit of window when you turned 18, they stopped it.
Yeah.
And then when I got old enough, they started doing the. You had to sign up, but they weren't going to be drafting.
Right,
anymore.
exactly.
Right.
That's where I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I remember I signed up. I should have signed up for the Marines because that's what my dad was. But I signed up for the Navy. But I never went. So
Well, you know what they say. The Marines are part of the Navy.
well, yeah, they give them
The
a
male
ride.
part.
That's right.
You want to piss?
That's what Marines tell you.
I'm sure they
you,
do.
you want to piss a Marine off? Where's your paycheck come from?
The Navy.
Department of Navy.
But yeah, I signed up for the Navy. Mostly because of Vietnam, and Vietnam was mostly fought on land. And I figured, you know, be on the
Hang
on
out
the water.
offshore
Yeah, hang off.
in a battleship.
Yeah, right. That's
With
basically
your
And
what I
make a
did.
movie.
I think that's what I
with your
did.
luck, you'd be sent to the Brown Water Navy.
Yeah,
That's not safe.
yeah. It's,
No,
The Groundwater Navy was not a safe
you know, I
place to
wasn't
be.
thinking of that when I signed up.
You got to think it through, Rob. Think
Yeah.
it through.
So
With the Coast Guard.
could have done that too.
Actually, a lot of Coast Guard guys got sent in because of the Brown Water Navy.
Yeah.
They had this expertise of handling little boats like that.
Who's having
Event?
events for the draft? Is it just one store, Downingtown?
As far as I've been told, yeah. Just Downingtown. It's like 6 o'clock, Biz?
Yep.
Yeah, from 6 to 9. So you have different kind of swag, different prizes. You do your own mock draft. And we gift. I think it's a gift card.
Is
And
that
it's sponsored. It's sponsored by Forged. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Is
So-
will Jim be there?
I assume so.
I'm thinking
That would be
the
good.
Wi-Fi is back on.
That would be cool.
Your phone's just blowing up.
Jim's a big football guy.
Is he?
Jim Murray, yeah.
Was he? Is he a Eagles guy?
Oh, huge.
Big time.
All right.
Huge
then.
Eagles
He's
guy.
what I mean.
Huge Eagle fan. So,
Yeah. And then that's tomorrow night, and then Friday night's movie night in Oxford Valley.
Oxford Valley, the
Little Maverick.
Maverick, yeah.
Top Gun
And-
Maverick.
May 2nd. I believe it's the 2nd. It's a Wednesday.
Mhm.
Esteban Carrera is going to be here in Horsham
Oh, really?
from 3 to 7.
With Sean?
Yeah.
Sean Quay. Every time he calls me, He says, Rob, it's Sean Quay from Esteban Carrera. I'm like, Sean, I know who you are. You don't have to say it all the time.
Well,
Well, because wasn't there a different Sean there previously?
No.
No.
his caller IDs doesn't come up as Sean though. Comes up as like
Mr.
Richard or
Quay.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I figured it's him, obviously.
Well, once I realized what his last name was, yeah.
The salesperson before that was
What was his name?
Josh.
Josh. Thank you.
Josh Meter.
And then was
More than anybody.
yeah, it was John,
Jason.
John
Yeah.
Rivera.
John Rivera.
Well, before that. I
And
thought you said
before,
after
and before that,
Jason.
it was Jason.
Jason. We had actually 2 Jasons in a row.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Those were crazy times.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
boy, 2 Jasons in a row.
Right?
And they both lasted a year.
Did anybody else suddenly get I hate to use this phrase, a hint of mint? That it almost reminded me of last week's cigar. Just a hint of mint.
I have not
Just
tasted,
now I did.
I have not tasted that.
It just hit.
No. I'm not. Paul's about done the cigar.
Nice power smoking it.
I'm trying to get enough smoke to to blow a smoke
Right.
ring. Because my primary job here is to distract
Distract, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
with smoke rings. That's what I'm
Well, see,
good
fortunately,
at.
it doesn't look like I'm distracted because I'm looking down the panel and I'm already facing this way, so, you know. I can get away with staring at the smoke ring and nobody will know it.
It is a
But I
unusual
don't know.
low amount of smoke. You really do have to work
Yeah.
at it.
I wonder if they shipped it a little over humidified, which they sometimes do.
You think? It doesn't feel that way.
Doesn't sound that way.
No, mine's not anywhere like yours.
Are you
It's like
getting a
yours.
good amount of smoke?
Oh yeah, I am.
Really?
And
I'm
it's a
not-
very
it's
easy
not
draw.
the same
Also.
amount of smoke as the other one, but it's middle or decent.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
I have the draws. It's a firm draw. It's not plugged by any stretch, but it's firm.
It's just not generating a lot of smoke. Usually, in my experience, that has to do with moisture in the cigar. The moisture it is, and you have to smoke an over moist. It might just be the filler, not the wrapper. 'Cause the wrapper is not over moist. But you have to smoke them slow if it's a little too moist. Otherwise, the moisture in it becomes steam, and if you suck steam through the cigar, it gets bitter really fast.
Makes sense. Well, Paul, we have got Twinsy cigars.
Twinsy?
Twinsy cigars.
I'm blowing smoke rings. I don't. It might,
I've never seen
Might-
you blow a successful smoke ring.
not. I mean, not that lingers like
I met
yours.
that
But,
guy. I met that guy.
okay.
Smoke rings.
That's a guy?
Huh?
Smoke ring?
His buddy cigar butts.
It's a stage name. He's an actor.
It's thespian.
Yeah. See, there you go. See,
Fine.
mine doesn't stay like yours. I don't know why.
It took half a cigar to do that.
Oh,
Like
he
the
kicked
little
off the
tail.
second ring.
Yeah, it's got a tail on it.
That's not a tail.
You dragon
It's
blower,
coming this
you.
way.
I said that's not a tail.
Yeah, it was. It became a huge spur.
Uh,
I have no idea what the hell's going on down there.
I don't know either.
Nothing
Um, Anything else going on?
Here, you can read all my notes.
good. Both of them.
Nothing. Movie night, draft party,
Don't forget before.
before.
All right, let's take this discussion in another direction. Who do you hope the Eagles draft first?
You mean position?
Doesn't
'Cause I
matter
don't
who
know- I don't know
they
the
draft
people.
first.
I don't know.
Otani.
Yeah,
Okay then.
I could probably name like one, like Trotter, but that's only because of his dad played for the Eagles. It's the only
I
guy.
hope they get him.
I heard
I
he
hope-
dropped to the second round.
I heard.
I hope they take him, whatever round they get him in.
I heard he's going to drop to late second, early third. round.
And you know, it's only because of his size.
Yeah, he's smaller than his dad.
He's 6 foot,
Yeah.
and like 215.
But he's also
220.
faster than his dad.
Yeah,
That's
and he
what-
said his foot speed is incredible.
Yeah.
And his judgment is like far beyond the average college kid.
I loved his dad.
I mean,
was awesome.
his dad, when his dad retired, he used to go over to Greg Cosell
Yeah.
was doing an interview. I heard it this morning coming in, and he said that even after he retired, his dad, he would go to NFL Films and sit and critique.
Really?
He'd critique the films with Cosell.
Oh.
And he says, think about this. Here's this guy who's critiquing the films. He's got a kid who plays linebacker. He started teaching the kid how to critique the films when he was in high school.
So he learned a lot.
So he's
before
got a
he-
leg up on a lot of people coming out of college.
That's true.
Just unfortunately, Clemson took a crapper and wasn't, getting as far ahead in the playoffs as they used to.
Yeah.
It's because their coach is against the NIL.
Well, that's possible. I wasn't that well informed about it, but okay, I'll take your word. for
I
it.
I want them to draft a defensive back.
Hold on, Jeff.
Well, there was the argument. The argument I heard on the radio. Okay, WIP. I listen to it all the time. They were saying defense is a luxury, offense is a necessity.
Offensive line is a necessity.
No, they're actually contemplating maybe taking a receiver in the first round.
They have two of the best receivers in football.
They've got three great receivers,
So why would they take?
and plus they got a running back who can receive out of the backfield, and a great tight end.
Me too.
Who's the third receiver then?
Huh?
Who's the third receiver?
Well, they have to have a third receiver. I can't
No,
remember
no,
his
no.
name.
Who you said they have three? You said they have three great receivers.
Well,
Who's
not
the
well.
third?
I meant
Dallas Goddard.
Dallas Goddard.
Well,
yeah,
then, but then you said they have
yeah,
three
yeah,
tight
yeah.
ends.
Like I misspoke. Sorry.
Whoa.
Sid.
Trying to not be confused. That's all.
Oh, you don't want to be in your normal state?
Based on the
That's the
last
state I live in.
8 games of
State
last
of
season,
confusion.
I don't care what they draft, they need help. I mean, they had good individual players, but as
Yes.
a team, it was horrible. So, I mean, seems like they need more help on the defensive side of
Yes.
the ball.
Their offense is good, except they do need to replace the center. Well, Cam Jurgens is going to move over.
But I don't want to put my gummy cigar in anybody's cutter.
So don't even ask.
I'm not gonna.
Besides, you
But-
can't use wine. Do you?
No, and I don't want to use
They
this
need
either.
they need defensive
It's just
back.
not right. But that's
Although
what
they
I
did
need.
trade for that guy from
Hurts, or Hurt
I forget his name.
from the Jets.
No, they
Huff.
no, it's that he's an edge rusher. Huff. They did trade for a guy from Indianapolis last year who was a great defensive back, but he was suspended all of last year for gambling, and the Eagles are taking a chance on him. But he was really good, and he's relatively young, so.
So what he has to do to stay out of trouble is get his translator to do all his gambling for him.
Right.
See, they kicked the guy out of the NBA for life.
Involved with that statement, I
Kick
just
him what?
I can't do it.
They
I
kicked
can't.
a player out of the NBA for life, banned for lifetime.
Good.
Yeah, it was just like earlier this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Monday maybe.
I don't follow that game. You guys are talking about.
I don't need it.
This is turning like kind of not citrusy, but really tangy all of a sudden.
Yep.
Like, try to think of a better description than tangy, but
It's a good description. That's what it tastes like.
Looks like the smoke is starting to ramp up a little bit.
On this one?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I can't wait to get to that point.
But I am
I'm
also
fine.
I am also getting some of that steam bitterness
Oh yeah.
a little bit.
I'm
Because
getting
you're
steamed
puffing on
dumplings.
it too much
I
to
think
try
so.
to get the smoke.
Yeah. I'm trying too hard.
That happened to me last night. I was cutting my cigar and it cracked.
So you,
God, I
so
hate
you
that.
couldn't get
I
enough.
couldn't get
I hate
then
that.
it got bitter.
That's when you want to have a
Second cigar with me. I got to
well,
start
there's
doing
that or have a whatchamacallit, a cornstarch
Yeah,
Slurry.
cornstarch shipping peanut.
yeah.
You know, the organic biodegradable shipping peanuts, you take one, you wet the end of it, and it's like a styptic pencil.
Mhm.
You can rub it right on the cigar.
And it's
It
glue.
closes it up, it dries like that. It has no taste, it has no smell, and it's cornstarch. It's not like it's gonna hurt you.
It works. I use it all the time.
There you go.
Um,
And they're cheap. You can buy a bag about this high and about that wide for $25. Although I
Cigar
can't
repair?
imagine using that in your
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
life.
There for the rest of your life.
I had an idea that I never pursued, to put 3 of them in a glass tube and sell it as cigar styptic pencils. You know, for like $3.99 a tube.
Like lipstick too?
No, just a glass tube. So you see these
the
funny
tube
little
is the
things
most
in it.
expensive part.
It would be, by a long shot.
Yeah. We're funny. Got nothing else? Really? You?
It's a red letter day.
Yeah, it's just not, I mean, there's not a whole lot going on.
There's not a lot going on right now.
It's like a
Oh, did you see EPC's coming out? They came out with the pledge last year, a couple of years ago, and now they're coming out with the
Pledge Maduro.
noir. They're calling it the noir.
Pledge.
Yeah, it's got the black band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not selling it here.
Where are they selling?
They're making 1,500 boxes. 1,000 of them are going overseas, and only 500 boxes are staying in the United States.
We're going to see more and more of that as the ridiculous price of Cubans around the rest
Yes.
of the world really
Absolutely.
settles in.
Yeah.
Every other kind of cigar company that isn't Cuban is going to start selling a lot overseas.
They're also coming out with another cigar in that line that has a lighter shade Nicaraguan wrapper. That none of them are coming to the United States. They're all going overseas.
Well, one of the reasons for that is
Money talks.
probably,
Oh,
yeah,
you get more money.
you get more
Absolutely.
money, plus it is, from what I understand, in the EU or in Europe, you cannot discount tobacco.
No.
So whereas, we get a buy 10,
Yeah.
get one kind of thing, they can't do that, so they're getting full boat all the time.
Also,
Where do you send in your stuff?
In most of the countries,
No, I get it.
In most of the countries in Europe, particularly like France or Spain or Portugal, there's a single national distributor for
Mhm.
cigars. So no matter who the manufacturer is, they have to import to that distributor, and everybody gets the same price off that distributor.
But it doesn't make. I understand that. You get more money. Where are you going to sell it? I get it. But the most concentrated cigar smokers are in this country. There are by far more people smoke premium cigars in the United States than smoke it anywhere else in the world. So why would you? I mean, probably other than China.
Maybe that's going to change as other countries shift from Cubans to non-Cubans. Then their opportunity to sell a sheer number of cigars in, let's say, Europe could be as great as their ability to
So
sell
it here,
cigars here.
possibly.
I mean, let's
Because
face it,
remember,
it all
most-
comes down to money.
Most of the cigars in the world, up until recently, were Cuban,
Yeah.
except here.
Yeah. No,
So
I get it.
if you take the Cubans out of the equation in the rest of the world, there's going to be a huge demand for everything else.
That's
Who
true.
produces more, Nicaragua or Cuba?
Nicaragua.
That's a shame for us then.
Cuba stretches their luck at 300 million. And that's when they sacrifice quality control completely.
That's still a lot of cigars. 300 million. That's a shame.
Well,
Because I would love to try one of those
100
cigars.
million is on my smoke.
I wonder how many cigars I've smoked in my lifetime.
I once calculated and it scared me to death.
I mean, we probably go to a box a week.
Oops.
All of it.
All of
It's
it.
3 cigars a day to 3 times 7. So,
It's almost a box, depending on what you buy.
Yeah.
No, Or
Yeah,
a
but
box-
it's not
or
three.
a
I
box
smoke more than three
every
a
other
day.
day.
That's what I said.
Huh?
Or a box every other day.
Yeah, that's right. I
Which
probably
maybe is
s- I
why
probably
my life
smoke
looks the way,
5 a
looks the way
day,
it does.
5 times
I don't
6.
care. I'm gonna die
It's
a happy
30,
man.
and then Sundays I only smoke.
I'm gonna drink
at
my
the
bourbon
most
and
3.
smoke my cigar.
So
I sometimes take Sundays off.
no, I still walk
hang
my
out
dog
with my wife.
twice. Well, I smoke one during that, and then maybe I'll sit and listen to a Phillies game in the afternoon. Smoke one. So I just 3 at the most.
Planning on taking Sunday off.
65 a week
Couldn't.
times 52 weeks.
How many what?
65 a week
Jesus, Paul.
times 52 weeks.
It's $150 a year.
Is that what it comes out to?
More. No, it's not. More than that.
It's
If you, it's 60 a week,
It's
if you think it's
50
a 20 count box, 3 times 52 is 156. So
yeah,
at least,
times 50 years.
Oh yeah.
it's a lot.
Mhm.
I should have opened a cigar factory. Oh yeah, right.
Wait a second.
I think I'm starting to smoke better, like more of my favorite cigars than just. I'm just tired of smoking for smoking's sake. It's become a habit.
I can't smoke fillers, like, just cigars to fill the time.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I gotta smoke cigars that I enjoy,
Yeah.
that I'm interested in, or that are special in
Yeah,
some way.
yeah, at 25 a week. 25 count box times 52. Divided by, comes about 108, 109 cigars a month.
Wow. That's 4 boxes.
So I smoke in a week, but you smoke in a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's one way to look at it.
He smokes much bigger cigars than you do also.
Yes, that's true. You do.
Because Paul smokes mostly Robustos and stuff like that. And
An
you smoke
occasional
the biggest.
Toro, mostly
Yeah.
Robustos. A lot of Coronas if I can get them.
Yeah. So. It's a lot. All right, let's get our final thoughts on this. Moose.
None of the flavors have changed for me.
Okay.
Pretty much all the same all the way through, which is surprising.
Mhm.
Usually you get some kind of flavor variance, but this has been very consistent.
Mhm.
The draw's been consistent, the smoke production's been consistent, it's a well-made cigar. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay. Do you remember last week you gave the other one a 9.25?
Yes, I did.
So you like the other one better?
I like the other one better, it was a little bit more complex flavors,
Okay.
a lot more flavor, different
It's a
flavors.
much more
going on.
interesting cigar.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul?
So I still am wrestling with smoke production, which really hurts my assessment of the cigar. I agree that the flavors have remained really consistent, and for me, that has mostly been earthy, with a little bit of ginger and a hint of sweetness, and that kind of minty finish. That has stayed the same all the way through. If it kicked out more smoke, I would love this cigar, but where it's at, and I have to give it an 8.95.
Okay. Do you remember what you gave the other one?
I
It was
think a
over a
9.5.
9.5.
I think so.
So you like the other one better?
A lot.
Okay, so you like both of you guys like the PCA better than the TAA. Scott?
I just noticed, we've had this, I've seen lots and lots of Tatuaje TAA cigars.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first one that was round. They've all been
Yeah,
box
usually
pressed.
box
Yeah,
pressed,
box
yes,
pressed.
that's correct.
Huh, what's that all about?
I don't know.
It's pretty big ring gauge.
It is.
Is that a 56?
No.
No, I think it
It's
because
actually,
it's a-
according to
it's
their
54.
material, according to their material, it's a 52, but it doesn't look like
No, there's
it's
no
a
way.
mint.
There's no way it's 52.
6
Um,
3/8.
It started off for me,
Oops,
nutty.
they made a big
that,
one.
that was just like the first couple of puffs, and that went away. It was pretty straightforward, earthy. It got a little sweet for a bit. Now it's on that citrusy that Paul mentioned, and I'm also getting that minty kind of almost menthol cool kind of smoke that you were talking about, Paul. I'll give this an 8.75. I'm not. That's. Yeah. It's just okay.
So you,
And,
again,
but I'm running into the same. I'm not getting a lot of smoke from it either.
so again, you like the PCA better than the TA.
I rated it higher. Even.
Yeah. I'm total opposite of you guys.
Well,
I'm
because you
getting,
got the best smoke
I
production.
seriously, I'm getting a lot of, not a lot of smoke, not as much as last week. I really like. I'm still getting that toasty, nutty taste, which I really, really like. A hint of cocoa, a lot of sweetness. I'm getting a lot more sweetness than you guys are.
You got a different cigar than us.
No, I didn't.
You smoking the PCA again?
Right?
This is a PCA now. No, I actually like this one better than last week. And last week I gave a 9.26 because I didn't want to agree with Scott. I'm giving this a 9.5.
9.27.
I'm giving this a 9.5. I really like the cigar. I
Well,
like it.
I am definitely going to give it a second shot.
Yeah, I definitely like this one better than last week's. This one hits my profile, my taste profile, much better than last week's.
What I might do is dry box one and then smoke it. For those of you that don't know, sometimes if you feel like a cigar is a little too moist, you take it out of your humidor and put it in a dry box, which is a humidor with no humidification in it,
Or just the box.
and you leave it for a day or two, and it just dries out enough. And what some people like to do is keep their humidors pretty high humidity, and they select a few cigars for each day and dry box them the previous day.
That's too much work.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about it, but I want to give this cigar a better shot than I got,
Right.
and maybe dry boxing will help
You
me
know,
get
dry
there.
box too. I'll have one at your own next week.
So yeah, I like this one better, but that's me. So yeah, what are you gonna do? So thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you next week.
I think
Life's
so.
too short.
Ciao for now, everybody.
Smoke
Cigars.
often and smoke happy.
It's another day in paradise.